Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Dexter's Diary, take 17. I came into this today to I thought I had a concept ready and I thought I was ready to like delve into it, but I don't think I'm ready yet. So I want to talk about something else. I want to talk about love. Love, my baby, love me. No, I want to talk about love. So I was with someone really close to me yesterday. I'm not gonna say who, just in case. And they were having a really emotional moment, and I was heading home and I had to like pause for a bit just to extend some energy with them, to them, with them, around them. And everyone's in this transitional thing, right? This transitional space. Not everyone, but everyone that I know right now, pretty much, is going through this transitional, either going into it, in the middle of it, or coming out of it, all at the same time. And so I was talking to one of my sisters about love, and yes, extra emphasis on the love thing, but we got to talking about love language, right? And for those of you who aren't familiar, you should get familiar, but there's like apparently there's like 5 different love languages. Fine. I didn't write the article, I didn't come up with the concept, so I'm not going to expand on that part of it. And so I read about it, and it got me to thinking, like, those are just 5 categories, and it sounds cool, it sounds great, but I don't think there's only 5 categories of love language. I think there's more. And so it got me to thinking, like, you know, we tell people that we love them, and we think that that's enough, right? But the reality is it's really not enough, because if it was, then why are so many of us out of relationships with people that we love? And we think that love is a sustainable energy. And it may very well be, I'm not discounting that part, but there's other working, it's a whole mechanism, and love is just one part of that. It's just like, there's a car and love is the engine, but there's so many other things, so many other parts. It's not just the engine by itself. There's so many other parts that make the car run. And that's not even including the driver. That's just the car by itself. So there's so many different pieces to this whole love thing. And so we tell people that we love them, and we think that should suffice. And they tell us that they love us, and we think that should be enough. But it's not, because there's another part to that, right? We rarely ever extend past that part, and I'm guilty of it too. But coming out of, I think I can honestly say I've been in love, like love for me, twice. And I came out of the first time I came out of it, I mean, we all have puppy love and things like that, but like love where I profoundly was ready to do certain things for one person, twice. I've done that twice. And the first time I came out of it, and I was heartbroken, and I think I was more heartbroken because I had everything was cool, and then, you know, that moment where the shift occurs and you're just like, hell happened? And I'm a realistic person. I take realistic approaches to things, and I'm just like, look, so like, listen, I feel like maybe you're not ready to do this, and so such and such, and blah blah blah. I'm not gonna go into the whole spiel, and I'm like, we can end this right now. No hard feelings, and we can keep it moving. And he's like, no, we're gonna do this, like, we're gonna make it, like, I'm really serious about this. And I'm like, I'm giving you an out. I'm telling you, look, there's been a change, and I understand that maybe you're just really not ready for what this whole relationship thing entails. And he was like, no, we got this, we're gonna do this, we're gonna make it work. And long story short, it didn't work out. And we were still cool for a certain point, and then after a while it just kind of like dwindled out, and I was just like, I knew that I was fully over it when he called me one day. I was on my way to work, and he was like, we were getting off the phone, and he was like, I love you. And I was like, I couldn't say it back. And he was like, you okay? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, I love you. And I'm like, yeah, I'll talk to you later. And that was the last time we spoke. He didn't call me, I didn't call him, and I think at that moment he knew that I was no longer emotionally invested. And that's on the outside, but inside the house, I was a wreck. I was a wreck. I was done. I was sitting on my couch looking like, I can't believe this, like, because I was so invested in this. And so blah 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 blah, fast forward, and the last time was about now 3 years ago, and it was, hindsight is 2020. I was a damn fool going into it, but I think I knew it wouldn't work, but you know, you gotta give it the old college try, because that's what we do. And it's not, he's not a bad person, doesn't take anything away from him or whatever, but he came with a lot of baggage. That's New York for you. He came with a lot of baggage, and but I'm gonna get your hands dirty kind of girl. So I was like, all right, we're gonna make this work and whatever. And it was long distance. It was so many variables. But he taught me so much. And it was a different kind of love. It was a grown-up kind of love. And it was, the intimacy was so much more profound. It was way past physical. It was spiritual. It was so many different things. It was cosmic. And I was in deep. Man, listen. You know those parts of the ocean where they can't get the camera to go down because it's so deep? That's where I was. And I say all this. It all ties in. And I'm talking with my friend, and not my friend, but the person that's close to me. And I'm talking to my sister, and all these different conversations yesterday, and everything came back to love. And it was just like, people are getting married, people are proposing, people are getting engaged. It's just amazing on one end of the spectrum, and on the other end, relationships are ending, or they've ended, and we're grieving. And I realized that it's been damn near 3 years, and I'm still grieving this particular relationship. And I'm currently in a new one, and he's a great guy, and it's amazing, and he's super sweet, and which is really supportive, and no baggage, and it's just we're just enjoying ourselves, and it's really good. But I'm still cutting the strings. I'm still letting go. And so the person that was close to me ended up running into their ex, and it was a really profound moment for them because they're still grieving the relationship. And I'm lucky that I don't have to run into him because he's so far away, and I'm so grateful for that, because I know, you know, those moments when you're working so hard on yourself and you're doing all this stuff, and you see that person and it just undoes everything you've been working on. It just seemed like you didn't do anything. Like all the work, all the, like, it just felt like you didn't do shit. And it just undoes everything. And love is amazing. Going into it is great. Being in it is amazing. But coming out of it, it's horrendous. It's horrendous. It is so killing, knife to the gut. Like, it is horrendous. And all this, and I'm thinking, like, you know I told him I loved him, and I know he told me he loved me, and we meant it. There's more than 5 languages, because what happens is we don't take into account all the trauma that people have accumulated by the time they get to you, right? And we say we love each other, but yet I didn't ask you how you wanted to be loved. What did you expect from love? And upon hearing that answer, let you know whether I'd be capable of doing that for you. We don't have this part of the conversation. We're not taught this part of the conversation, and really, it didn't come up in my mind until yesterday. So I've been doing all this shit, but this is the thing about epiphanies. This is the things about natural being in the moment and letting things manifest in the way that they're gonna manifest. Because I never thought about it. I never thought to ask him, like, how do you want to be loved? What is it that you haven't gotten before that you feel now you need? I never thought about it. And I don't think he even thought to ask me, like, well, how do you want to be loved? And am I capable of doing that for you? Because we can be in the space of, I love you, and I'll move the moon and the stars and all this other stuff, and I might just need you to move the couch. You know, like, it sounds stupid, but the reality is, like, it's the reality. Like, we gotta take into account what people are bringing to the table. And we joke about it. You see it all over social media. We talk about it amongst ourselves. But I'm coming with a suitcase and you're coming with a U-Haul. We're not coming to the table with the same amount of collateral damage. Or even if we're both coming in with a U-Haul, my stuff is perfectly packed and labeled, and your stuff looked like it was thrown in there by, like, drunk 5-year-olds, like, just haphazard and a mess. And am I willing to sift through that? Am I willing to sit with you while you sift through it? Like, we don't talk about these things. We don't ask people these things. And I wish I would have asked. I wish he would have asked me. I don't know if the outcome would have been different, and this is not saying that I want to go back into that relationship, because it's run its course. I feel like we've run the gambit on it. Like, there was no way it can go any further due to certain extenuating circumstances and how things developed. But going forth, these are new things that have occurred to me, and I'm gonna ask, like, how do you want to be loved? How does someone tell you they love you? And how does it pertain to the shit that you got in your U-Haul or in your suitcase or in your apartment? Like, how does it pertain to your collateral damage? Because we can say we like gifts, and we can say we like touch and things like that, and that's all fine and dandy, but why do you want gifts? Because the people that you've been before never bought you anything, and you don't know how it feels to be bought. So, like, we gotta expand on the conversation. We gotta expand the conversation and get down to the details. Love is crazy. Falling in love is crazy. Falling out of love? I think I'd rather have a tooth pulled again. But start talking to your partners. Figure out, and before you start talking to your partners, figure out your own crap. Because that part of my life, that part of who I am, is done. I don't want to I'm no longer dealing with like long-term collateral damage. And like, if you're not already in the process of fixing your own crap, don't come here and unload it to me and think I'm gonna sift through it for you. Like, if you're already doing it, you know, if somebody's already washing the dishes, cool, I'll grab the broom, I'll start sweeping. But if I come in and the whole place is a mess and you ain't done nothing and you just sitting in this filth, I'm not for it. I'm not doing it. No one should. And if the reverse were true, you shouldn't have to either. Like, we have to start talking about these things. We have to expand on these things. And so, yeah, that's where I am with this whole love thing. That's where I am with this situation, man. It's real though. We gotta talk about this. It's more than meets the eye, and we have to start having grown-up conversations about our feelings, our emotions, what we're looking for, what we're willing to give. I mean, serious relationship. If you just in it to smash, whoever wants to smash, then state that too. But like, if we're going to do this and move forward as a team, these things have to be discussed, because it's 2 years. It's 2 years of my life that I'll never get back, and I don't necessarily regret it, because I don't believe in regrets. I do, however, would have liked to have been more present and more cognizant of certain conversations that needed to be had, and not be afraid to have these conversations because I was afraid of what the answer would be. Going forth, I want to be braver in love. I want to be braver in my relationships and not be afraid to ask those hard questions and not be afraid of hard answers. That's where I'm at. So, till next time, I will see you later. I hope. New York is crazy, man. It sounds like a chopper's outside. Anyway, take this with your daily bread and nourish yourself. Bye. Oh, no, bye.